All right, we are recording. Hi everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and today is August 2nd. It is a Tuesday. So that's what's up. I just thought I've been thinking about like posting an update video. Unfortunately, I have recorded a few times and something has gone wrong each time. And I am because I have issues. I haven't learned any kind of video editing equipment yet. So I haven't been able to tweak them or whatever to make them work. But anyway, I just wanted to do it like a relatively quick update. I've got a couple of minutes. I've just been kind of relaxing on my break today. I've, as you may be able to tell in my face, I've gained some more weight. The last time that I weighed myself, I do believe that I was at like I think it was at like 270 point something, maybe 271 point something. So unfortunately, I've gone up quite a bit. This last year and a half has been a real struggle, and I have lost a lot of my good disciplines. So getting back into doing the right thing has been beyond challenging. Um, and it's not that I don't have good support because I do. My hair is crazy right now. I have some really great support. Unfortunately, some of the people who are very close to me, um, unintentionally encouraged me to make bad decisions when it comes to my health. But they're not, again, it's unintentional. It's not really that they're trying to like sabotage me, but and unfortunately we kind of feed into each other where I might encourage them to make bad health decisions as well. So it's been quite a struggle. That's weight wise. Uh, the things I know I've talked about in previous videos about you know the the dog the dog's attack that I suffered back in March of last year, and then um the car accident that I had, and then my brother and my dad passing away in November. The car accident was in September, and my brother and dad passed away in November, like the week before my birthday. Um, week 2 weeks technically, if you count. Yeah. So anyway, and then right before the holidays in wintertime and all that. So I've still been grieving. I don't remember if I had posted the video where I had talked about going on basically a low dose of an anti-anxiety medication because it was getting so bad. My anxiety was getting so bad that I was terrified that someone else that I loved close to me was going to die. So I ended up just going in. I was going in for kind of a routine health check for my job for work. And while I was there, I was like, well, I may as well talk about it. This was back in March of this year. So about 4.5 months ago, roughly, since it's the beginning of August now. Um, 4.5, yeah, roughly. And I went ahead and opened up to him about like my anxiety. He was more concerned about the depression, but he put me on like a depression slash anxiety medication, something low dose that has taken the edge off, thankfully. I'm kind of one of those people that believes that medication is for some people and not everyone, but I think that you should try as much as you can to combat what is bothering you and address the problem, um, and try not to cover up the. I'm trying to find the words here. The symptoms. Try not to treat the symptoms, but actually treat the problem. So I'm kind of one of those for myself personally that medication should be a last resort. This may not be true for you, and I respect that. But for me, I've been medication should be a last resort for a very long time for numerous reasons. One of which is my concern that your body builds up a tolerance to medications, and you end up having to increase them as time goes by. But I did had talked to this doctor, and I talked to the pharmacist as well at my pharmacy, that said it is something that you can eventually wean yourself off of, because it's such a low dose. It shouldn't bother you too much. But unfortunately, I've suffered with anxiety all of my life. Uh, However, and depression, I've suffered with depression since my mid to late teenage years. That was when I was discovering those symptoms. But anxiety is something that I've really struggled with my whole life. But then it got really intense after my dad and my brother died, because I was afraid, and I still am afraid that someone I love close to me is going to die. It's such a reality now. I was I was concerned growing up. My dad was a professional truck driver, and he would leave, and among a variety of other things, this is one example of that anxiety. I would stand at like our screen door or look out the window, depending on like what the weather was like, and I'd watch him leave and cry, wondering if I'd ever see him again, if he would die while he was out there doing his job. And that was one thing, and that's since I was like probably like 3, old enough to understand that dad was gone. So that's an issue. And then um but now, he's passed away, and it's been very hard. I've lost a lot of sleep, and I'm trying to work through it. I am considering therapy about that to help me work through it. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if I want to do it, because unfortunately, I'm one of those people. I grew up in poverty, and I don't know if I want to spend the money and invest the money in, because I would have to think of it as investing the money in my better future, um, going to therapy about all of that. But I do have issues with that, especially when I'm getting ready to go to bed. Like, I think about it randomly all throughout the day. I don't talk to a whole lot of people about it. Uh, Probably the most that I talk to like my best friend, my sister, and my boyfriend about it. And sometimes a couple of people that I work with, but most often I keep it to myself. And the most that you might hear, like with my sister, for example, I usually come home and my sister would be sitting on the couch with me, and I'll be like, I really miss dad, or I wish that my relationship with Josh was better, my brother. So and we talk it out. We talk about things that we made efforts to make things better, um, both of us, and things just didn't really get better. They made choices, and uh, it ended up affecting their lives and their deaths and our lives as a result as well. Um, so my nephew's still struggling, which is absolutely expected. But it feels like we're starting to rebuild our relationship with him better. So that's awesome. But yeah, so that's basically what's going on. I've gained quite a bit of weight. I've lost a lot of my disciplines. I need to rebuild them. And my sister and I have gone back and forth. We've had different things that we've discussed to try to get back into good habits. A lot of different things, like getting back on calorie counting, and helping each other make better decisions. I don't remember if I had posted the video that I was talking about how my sister and I had decided we were going to do a little bit of a challenge, where each month we would check in with each other, and for that month, whoever had worked off the most body weight percentage, the opposite person would pay them $5 per pound that they lost. We're both in a good financial position right now to where we could do that. So the first month that we did that, I don't remember. Oh, we got sick the first month that we had decided to do that. We each had gotten sick with like bowel issues sick. So we decided that it wouldn't be fair to count that month. So we started over the following month. I think that following month, my sister, big boy, he's a big boy. My sister had, God, she killed it, man. I can't remember how much she had worked off. I think it was like 15 pounds in that month. Because I think that I ended up, if I'm not mistaken, I think I ended up paying her $5. Well, I paid her the $5 per pound, but I think it ended up being like something along the lines of like $75. So I don't remember if that's Correct. I think that that's right. So probably about 15 pounds for her. So good for her. The following month, I think we both had gained just a little bit. And then since then, I don't remember if we'd had a chance to weigh in yet for this month to see if we had weighed any, or if we had if either of us had lost or gained. But I know that I've kind of consistently gained. And so unfortunately now I'm only about 10 pounds away from, give or take a few. So 10 to 15 pounds away from where I was when I started my health and fitness journey back in 2018. So I had whenever I'd started my journey, I think it was 281 point something. And I'm pretty sure that at my very highest I was at like 285, but now, like, and then I'd gone down, I think it was about 2 years ago now. I had gotten down to my lowest in my adult life. I think it was 207. And then have in those last 2 years, so it took me about 2 years to get down to 207, and then another 2 years to gain back almost all of it. So again, I'm at roughly 270 right now. I wanted to weigh myself yesterday, but I had stayed with my boyfriend over the weekend, so I wasn't I wasn't home to weigh myself on my scale where we weigh. And then yesterday, or no, not yesterday, I'm sorry, today is the second. It's been a long couple of days. It's been a long couple. But today I had forgotten until I was just stepping out the door to go to work, and I'm like, well, it's too late now. So I'm planning on weighing myself in the morning tomorrow, and then me and Shelly are both going to kind of, I guess, compare and see if either of us owe the other person money. So I'm pumped that we haven't completely dropped out of the game as far as that goes, and I'm feeling a lot better about a lot of things. Like my mental health is definitely getting better slowly, and of course in turn my physical health is getting better as well. But both of us are still struggling with making better food choices and with actually doing some exercise. So we were doing really well for, a couple weeks, basically a couple weeks to a month, and then we kind of petered off a little. So hopefully I'll have a good update for you soon. Again, I've been struggling with some stuff. I took a week vacation so that I could try to get my house cleaned up. And I got some things cleaned up, and I did rest, and I got some things taken care of as far as my dad's estate goes. So here's UA and here's Chester, just to say kind of hi. They're babies, the big boys. Well, he's not that big, but Chester's a big fat boy. So, but UA's a sweetie. But anyway, that's another story even for another day. I don't think that we talked about us keeping UA. But I'm not sure. I can't remember if we had or not. So anyway, so we're 13 minutes in. I'm probably about due to go back to work. That's the general gist of my update for today. And again, I hope that I have better things to report to you later on down the road. And once more, I will try to be more consistent about posting videos, even if it's not happy things, because I have noticed that when I'm not doing very well, I don't want to record. I don't want to share that I'm struggling. I don't want to share that I'm going to go ahead and say the words that I'm failing, because the truth is I am failing. And that's not, I feel like you're never a complete failure unless you give up. I'm not giving up, but I am failing right now quite a bit. It's been a struggle. But that doesn't mean that I'm giving up. I have not given up. I've just, in the words of my boyfriend, sometimes, especially in this kind of case where, I'm grieving and all this other, you kind of just have to ride the wave. And that even just trying to accept that I just have to ride the wave has been difficult, because I feel like I expect better out of myself and I expect more out of myself. And I've not been doing that. I've not been honoring my body. I have not been honoring my mind. I've not been honoring everything that I need to do. I've made some progress in different areas, but there was so much work that I put into myself, 2 years ago when I was at like the height of where I was. And now I feel like it's just kind of gradually kind of come crashing down, but that's just the thing that they talk about. It's usually not something that happens overnight. It's a slow process. So even before those dogs attacked me back in March, I was kind of slipping a little bit, and then the dogs attacked me, and then I was out of commission for a little bit. And then I still ended up doing that St. Jude run back in July of last year. Was it last year? Yeah, wow. So that was cool. But since then, even, like I've slipped up, and then I had that car accident, and I thought my ankle was broken and everything. And then with my brother and my dad dying and all that, like, it's been rough. I'm very fortunate to have found my boyfriend. I think he's the one. He's been wonderful. So he's really been a rock, and my sister and my best friend Tegan, they have been tremendous support for me, but I'm still struggling. And these are things that sometimes I get irritated with myself about, that it's okay to reach out, and I tell other people that, but when it comes to me, I don't really want to reach out because I don't want to bother anybody with my problems. Everybody else has issues. And sometimes I feel like I'm not sure who I can trust with my information. Not that they would like go tell people, because they can go tell people. I mean, this is not a secret. Obviously, I'm putting this on the internet, but sometimes I feel like there are people in this world who want to know for the sake of knowing, but they don't. It's not because they want to help you, or that they want to be a shoulder for you to cry on, or an ear for you to listen, or for you to talk so that they could listen. It's the intention is not really a good intention. There are people in this world who want to know for the sake of knowing. And there are other words for those kinds of people: gossips, or like, yeah, that's really kind of the biggest, best word for it. But most people are kind, and most people do want to help. And it's just, sometimes it's just difficult. So, and again, there are other reasons. And I know a lot of you probably feel the same way that I do about that kind of thing. Don't you, Chester? He's so handsome. But anyway, yeah, thank you, buddy. He's been sweet too. These cats have been wonderful as well. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. We're 17 minutes and 43 seconds in. I'll do my best to start recording more often and more consistently, regardless of whether I'm doing well or whether I'm doing poorly like I am right now. And hopefully that'll help me hold myself more accountable, because I like most people, I like to record and report when I'm doing great. And I don't want to talk about when I'm struggling, and when I'm doing poorly, and when I'm failing, and when I'm gaining weight and making poor choices and everything. I've got more to say in regards to that. I'm trying to keep it short, but you know how I go. So my sister and I watch / listen to a lot of Reddit readings, and some of them that we have listened to have been like health and weight loss related. And there are things that they've talked about that I'm experiencing again now that I've gained weight, that they noticed is different, because they don't feel certain pain in their body. And of course, like, you have more energy and all this other, and there are things that I'm experiencing now that I've gained weight back that I haven't had trouble with in years, because I've been better about my health and made good choices and exercised and stretched and ate better and drank more water and all this other. But since I've kind of slipped out of that, I hate to say it, for the most part, I've slipped out of that now I'm feeling those things again. And I'll talk about that more in a future video. But now that we're reaching about 20 minutes, I'll cut it off here. Make good choices. Do your best. Be your best self and live your best life. And I will talk to you in a future video. Have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.